look down, they just think they are. Never little wanna be.
Well, where you are, you voiced particular concern about Lagos. You know, why? What did you see there that told you we're being lied to?
Lagos is a metropolitan city. We all know the role and the power that social media has, especially in Lagos. A lot of people in Lagos are tired of the ruling party. A lot of people in Lagos also came out to vote. The numbers that they're telling us of people that came out to vote, it doesn't correlate with what really happened. A lot of people were disenfranchised. They were not able to vote because there were thugs that were sponsored to come and disrupt the polling units. We saw videos of people, thugs, coming to polling units, and the police officers did absolutely nothing. They did nothing.
At the end of the day, February 25 was a very, very important day. I mean, for politicians, it was an epic battle between the APC, the Labour Party, and the PDP. You know, the APC lost Lagos, and the LP won Lagos. So Lagos became that battleground, you know, between the APC and the Labour Party. The PDP, for a long time, had already lost the grip of Lagos. So it was between the GRV, or between GRV, Gbadebo Rudy's rival, and the current governor of Lagos State, which is Babajide Sanwo-Olu, running around, started campaigning after the presidential election. What has he been doing before then? He was trying to support his godfather. I mean, Abuja here, Katsina there, Ekiti there, Ondo there, they were just running around. However, after the presidential election, and all eyes were hoping regarding what might happen if they actually lose Lagos to the Labour Party, you know what I mean, that would be a lot of problem for the APC.
Votes are being counted in Nigeria's most competitive presidential election for decades. The process has been largely peaceful, although there have been some reports of violence in Lagos. Much of the counting is taking place by hand, though in some areas...
From February 26, 2023, INEC started collating the results. Despite the evidence and prevalence of rigging to the benefit of the APC, the electoral body went ahead and many of the representatives of other parties protested to this process.
We cannot proceed with computation or collation of results when we cannot see. The confidence we have in this electoral act is the introduction of the electronic transmission of results. If that is not done, then there is no difference between what we are doing now and what we did in 2015, because what you are doing is practical manual collation. That means the billions of taxpayers' money, including mine, that was spent on the issue of beavers and transmission of electronic results is wasted, and we should not be wasters. We want a categorical response on this issue of uploading results. Thank you.
While APC party men and women celebrated their nationwide win, they were not happy about their Lagos loss to the Labour Party. But there's a difference between being unhappy and being scared. The analysis was that if Labour Party took Lagos in the presidential election and history repeats itself at the governorship election, APC and in particular Babajide Sanwo-Olu will lose Lagos to Labour Party, a state that has been with the APC for almost 24 years. In less than 1 week to the governorship election, Babajide Sanwo-Olu started a very aggressive campaign. While some people called the campaign a desperate move to save and keep Lagos for the APC, it seemed to be a desperate move to save his head.
The one that's common. Aftermath plan for the Agberos, touts, if elected as governor. Thank you for that. I feel we tend to dehumanize.
GRV cranked up his campaign by granting interviews and visiting people who mattered. In fact, his wife also did her own campaign ad. The popularity of GRV also came with some shortcomings like the inability to speak Yoruba and some other issues. While this was a non-issue, APC and some other people capitalized on the origin and marital status of GRV, that his mom is from the Igbo extraction in Nigeria, thereby making him a non-full-fledged Yoruba. In other words, a half-bred Yoruba cannot govern Lagos, a state that belongs to the Yoruba people and is located in the southwest part of Nigeria. Apart from the governorship campaign all over Nigeria, especially in Lagos, there were also activities in relation to the House of Assembly elections. To an extent, it seemed that the House of Assembly campaigns in Lagos were more popular than the PDP governorship campaign. Of mention was the battle between Desmond Elliott, who was the APC flag bearer running for Surulere local government, and Olumide Oworu, a Labour Party candidate. Fun fact is that these guys are actors and can be playfully be regarded as Hollywood extraction. Since APC dominated Lagos, it seemed that the Labour Party will have an uphill task to battle it out with the APC. But the February 25th experience made Desmond Elliott to be very desperate
for re-election, and I'm canvassing for your vote. I'm asking you to vote for me. Why? Because there is continuity, because I've been able in my own little way do some things to progress the lives of people here in Surulere.
He bought an electricity transformer for his constituency in addition to the everlasting bridge rebuilt. He granted interviews and went to church to seek prayers and even asked his constituents for forgiveness.
I think forgiveness is divine, really. And if anyone, no one owns it all.
On the other hand, there were some wrinkles regarding Olumide Oworu's campaign. Sources claimed that INEC did not accredit him on time, so his name did not show on the ballot papers. This issue with the ballot papers occurred on the election day, March 18. But Obedience were ready to support him until he was attacked on the day he wanted to campaign by APC thugs.
Oh my God, what is everything? Oh my God. You're telling my phone? I can't see now. My lenses are off. I can't see. I would like to. I can't see. Let me go over. It's terrible. It's a terrible situation. Call my husband. Let me know that
The other angle to this election were the violence associated with them. For instance, 2 Labour Party members in the eastern part of Nigeria were murdered. But in Lagos, the notoriety of MC Oluomo was vivid. From when he wanted to collaborate with INEC to transport election materials during the presidential elections, to warning non-APC voters, Iyachukudi, and taunting that Lagos was a Yoruba land, implying that an Igbo person cannot govern Lagos.
Please, if you don't want vote for us, please sit down for.
Due to extreme pressure for his rhetorics, he issued an apology and he tried to clarify that it was not against Igbos. The police claimed that MC Oluomo was only joking. They didn't take it seriously. For the first time in a long while, tribal and ethnic issues became very rampant during the campaigns. And guess what? Tinubu, Sanwo-Olu and Elliott did not condemn these rhetorics and violence. INEC postponed the governorship election from March 11 to March 18 because of the ongoing presidential election petition filed at the tribunal. This gives Sanwo-Olu and other candidates opportunities to further solicit the support of their fan base and undecided voters. Sanwo-Olu was jokingly regarded as jack of all trades because he was literally anything: mechanic, tailor, phone repairer, etc.
Nami what they do in a phone, Nami what they snap from your shop, Nami what they dance with me. I become a person of my happiness.
Youngest candidate, that it's also, competing, in this race is a 40-year-old Lagosian Nigerian. And I said, let's discount our age to age 40 and let's ask what have everybody done at age 40. I'm 57, so I'm going to tell you what I've done at age 40. At age 4 years or thereabout in the public sector, I have become a commissioner, of economic plan. I've been advisor to a sitting governor at that time.
But Sanwo-Olu's major setback was the fallout from the EndSARS protest on October 20, 2020. The consistent question was, who gave the order to shoot innocent protesters? On Saturday, March 18, the governorship and state House of Assembly elections took place across the country. To a large extent, the voting process was peaceful across the country. But because the emotion of the people was on high alert, there was more focus on areas where violence would likely occur. In Lagos, there was a warning that on March 17, Friday, between 12 a.m. and 5 a.m., there will be an Oro festival around Ibejuleke, and women and children should not be seen around this time. Many people felt that this announcement was a plot to discourage people from coming out to vote.
If you come out to exercise your franchise, they are feeding trough, they are pot of soup, they are going to break it. But without breaking that pot of soup, how do you free yourself?
In fact, there was a low turnout unlike the presidential election, and thugs in the APC strongholds beat and chased away Labour Party voters. On the flip side, one of the thugs was captured and killed. However, there was no violence where Sanwo-Olu and Rhodes Vival voted. The major issue of this particular election, or with this particular election, was the heightened tribal tension between the Yorubas and the Igbos in Lagos.
And Lagos was built with the sweat of several ethnic groups.
If you take the Lagos economy and take out all the non-Lagosian businesses and owners of businesses, you take the Elumelus and the Jim Ovias, and you classify everybody as Igbo, and you throw out all their business, what is there to Lagos? So
the idea, debates, interviews about whether Lagos belongs to Yoruba but accommodate all tribes to participate in its activities made Lagos to become a no man's land. Surprisingly, friends who were different in tribal and ethnic extraction suddenly became frenemies. While this tussle was going on at the grassroots, the elder statesmen, politicians, kept mute. And the elders that spoke on it added fuel to the fire. Of honorable mention during the election was Chima Akpota, the actress, who was chased again by chasers we didn't see.
My side mirrors hit my car, I don't even know. But why not up? Why not up?
Eventually, the votes that were not stolen were counted, and the voters sang to the number counting of their supporters. But just like the way some ballot papers were T-Pex at the presidential election, some ballot papers were T-Pex here at the governorship election and in favor of the APC. In Oyo State, however, the reverse was the case, as Seyi Makinde, the current governor of the state, won his own election by a landslide, and the voters were really happy about the outcome. Governor Sanwo-Olu won the election and has now been able to secure a second term. Just like the presidential election, some had lost faith in the electoral process. Going back to February 25 and connecting the date to March 18, the confidence and hope in the electoral process suffered a significant setback.
Government of the Agbero by the Agbero for the Agbero. You stand to snatch ballot box and they shoot you, and the man you are snatching for, his child is abroad. The consolation I have is that anything that is not built on a right platform can't stand. Don't
Igbo people do to you people, you killed them during the Civil War. You told them that you were going to reconcile with them. You don't want them to, you want them to keep quiet in their own country. What did Igbo people do to you people for God's sake?
Say Igbos interfering in the Lagos politics. It's so stupid. It's the most stupid thing that I heard in this 2023 election. You have three major candidates. They had Jando, they had GRV, and they had Sanwo-Olu. Which of them, according to how Nigeria picks where a child is from, which of them is Igbo? GRV's father is Lagosian, Jando Lagosian. Even Sem, now the Sanwo-Olu, now they say now state man that is not even from Lagos. Let's leave that aside. This kind of thing, politicians will do this, gain power by dividing us, then come back to start preaching one Nigeria so that they can take over.
There were delays from leaders of other countries to congratulate the winners. The winning party, the APC, also continued to express fear that the Labour Party will destabilize the country, where there has been no evidence of such practice. At the time of this recording, there have been events that show the division amongst the people who were once united with a common vision for a better country and a mission to restore Nigeria's lost glory in the Committee of Nations across the world. This is the review of the 2023 Nigerian elections. So, the 2023 Nigerian election, both at the presidential level and at the state level, was really an eye-opener regarding how people want a particular leader and another leader is actually imposing himself on some people. The real takeaway is that in the next 4 years, people should rise up against any form of oppression. Your PVC really counts, and because it counts, you should do whatever that you need to do to make sure that whatever you're doing is on point. We need a total value of the election system. People that are in the diaspora should be eligible to vote. You get what I mean? So, in a nutshell, I'm done with this docu-series. If anything else comes up, we're going to do special programming, but for now, I'm done. Thank you so much for joining me on the review of the Nigerian election 2023. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, all found on YouTube. Please follow me, subscribe, press the subscribe button, Thank you. You're far too kind. Bye.
You're live in the mix with Damn.